I would like to talk about the main text or movie. The movie is called Invictus and it was made from 10 years ago in 2009. The movie was about rugby and how the country was when Mandela became president and just how the life was for black people and white people. In the start of the movie, we see some white people playing rugby, and the white people we see play rugby in some different surroundings. The surroundings was perfect and very beautiful. Uh, the white played rugby in a very serious way. For example, they had a coach who helped the white people to get better, and all the white ones had the same clothes on. And then on the other side, the black people played soccer on a field who was very terrible. Um, on this side, where the black people played soccer, there was nothing grass left, and they actually looked just like some poor people. And they actually looked like people without money and stuff like that. They got no coach, and it just looked very terrible, and it was so sad to watch the difference just because you're black and because you're white. And some of the black people play without clothes, and some of the other black people played with clothes, but the clothes was very dirty and yeah. Later in the movie, when Mandela was president, we see a rugby team, and the rugby team played a very important match in the final. Uh, all the black and also all the white people loved that team, and they won the game, and the whole country went crazy, and the whole country went crazy because that match was a very important match for the whole country. Also not just for the team but also for all their fans because the match was the final and the most important match in the game in rugby game. I think it was a very good movie, and I can really recommend this movie to other people and also to other class if they have the same topic like us. Because the movie helped me, and it helped me on a good way because I could see how apartheid and just how it was to be white and black in that time, because of the movie. And in my presentation, we learned a lot of new stuff about South Africa, and of course about apartheid. And the reason why I say of course is because the topic I got, or my group had the topic apartheid. Um, we learned for example, the basic knowledge about apartheid. Apartheid, black and white people was so separated between each other, and the white people got all the power in the country South Africa. And I also really think that it was so terrible, just because you are black and just because you are white, you have to, be separated on that way like them. And then we also learned it was actually dangerous to live in the country if you were black, and some places you couldn't be just because of your color, and other places, for example, a toilet, then the toilet was only for black people, and the black people's toilet, for example, it was always in a bad condition, um, and I think it was just terrible at all. And in our presentation, we also learned about Mandela, and it was just some basic facts and info about him because we think that Nelson Mandela was a important person under the apartheid. And I learned five new words, and the first is rural, and then urban, indomitable, township, and riot. And I think this topic was so interesting, and I also think that the movie was a very good idea because, like I said before, I learned a lot from the movie, and